Well, let's see what's going on here. Hopefully this is going live.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe, probably, maybe. How's everyone doing tonight? We're back. I know. We've been terrible about this. Every week it's like something comes up or some such. Yeah. It's been one thing after another.
Oh, where is my bell? Javier Estrada. Ding, 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 ding.
You were ill prepared.
That's right. Well, I had to slam
Don't you have a gong up there?
my two fingers in the door right beforehand.
Oh, that's good.
That was good.
All right. So let's say hi to everyone. Just a second. Let me go through here. Futon 02's in the house. How you doing? Renan Nascimento. AC says, let's go. Barbecue 76 is in the house. Futon 02, he said, no, Nick. Hey, man, how you doing? Hey, no worries. Thanks for being there, though. Backwoods Mechanic is around. Mike Adams. C. Adams. Oh, we got the Mike and the C back and forth. Justin Down, my brother. How you doing, man? Di Diz is here.
She says she's just listening while doing adult Ingray. I'm not sure what that means. Adulting? Adult stuff. Okay, you clarified. Awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe that's some cool thing I don't know anything about.
Big Hunter says, hello, good evening, everyone. Mater's Workshop's here. He's, thanks for, by the way, Justin got a brand new Jeep. One of the big four-door Renegades.
You mean he got one for you?
Yeah, that was nice of him to buy that for me.
It's the neighbors got one for you, too?
Yeah. Our next door neighbors just bought one, too. So,
yeah, I'm
super jealous.
Yep.
Javier says, how's your day been? It's been all right. It's I'm back on keto, so my stomach's still trying to figure its whole thing out. So we're gonna figure that out here shortly. Robert McAvoy's in the house. Michael Costanza says hello from Arizona. Spectre Air, hey, how you doing? Dwayne Larson, Christian Allen. This is Bimmerman 2006 says hello, everyone.
Hello.
And Mike May says, hey, do you have any information on the Hercules 12-volt batteries for the Ratchet's been waiting 3 weeks? Yeah, there's all sorts of delays going on, and it's not just at Harbor Freight. It's I actually have a video that should be out later this week talking about it, but there's a huge delay across the board in getting stuff sent to the U.S. right now from China. So it's mostly, basically it comes down to shipping is the biggest issue, but there's also backlogs in manufacturing. Basically, everything's ramping up. Things are going crazy. You should see Vegas. We drove down the Strip the other night, and the kids always like to drive down every so often to see the lights and whatnot. And it was packed. It was just absolutely packed.
And we couldn't figure out why, because it's been not packed.
Oh, it's been dead, completely dead.
And then we realized it's almost spring break. And the governor just opened most things up 50%. So no one told the people that were visiting. It was like 100%. It was crazy. Yeah.
It wasn't like South Beach. Did you see they had the police were shooting people with pepper balls down there?
I didn't see the pepper balls, but I did see that it was like a state of emergency or something. Zafiel, hey, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. I don't have my bell. Bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Ding, ding. Don't make faces at me. You married it.
You did. I totally did. Oh, let's hear. Sons of Wayne says, have you tried your Harbor Freight metal lathe? I'm thinking of getting one. No, it's, right after we got it, we ended up down here in Vegas, so I don't have room for it. We're trying to get rid of stuff down here. We're actually talking about renting a dumpster and making some space. I don't think it's going to happen before we get back to Montana.
What?
Setting up the metal lathe.
Oh, yes.
No, you're not making space. The space
I'm like, space
now.
Is happening.
Scorpion Sunday says, hello, Bear family. And Spectre says, do you think that Harbor Freight will be bringing out the U.S. General Series 3, considering they're refurbishing the side cabinet? That's a good question. I really want to know what they're doing with the side cabinet. It's just kind of out of the blue that they would decide to revamp that thing. And it did make me wonder, is there going to be something changing with the basic U.S. General. I mean, that's been out for a while at this point. But, I mean, it's such a solid cabinet. I mean, anything that they did to make it better would actually make it, I think, butt heads with the icon. So, unless, of course, they were going to downgrade the U.S. General cabinet to make it cheaper. I can't see them doing that, though. Who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? Michael says, hey, kids, you've been missed. Hey, I know. Really sorry we've missed the past couple weekends. Poor Griff's lip is... So he got... Just to give you the full story, he was at a birthday party? Mm-hmm. He was at a birthday party, went inside to wash his hands, walked past their family dog, which was a puppy, but a big... It's like not quite a year old kind of thing. And walked past it, patted the dog on the head, walked past, washed his hands, and turned around, and the dog jumped up and bit him in the face. And we're not sure why or what happened, but he had a cut here, and then he had a wound on the inside of his lip here, and then all the way back against his frenum, there was a third one. And so we had to get it all cleaned out and stuff. And so he's actually still dealing with that. Everything's closed up. It's healing, but it's still, mouth wounds. No fun. Let's see here. Yes.
So Didiz said, hit the thumbs up button, peeps. So yes, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up. I know it's silly. It's one of those things with YouTube that they love it. It's not our rules.
It's the algorithm. We must bow to the algorithm.
Yes. And I know that a number of people friends of ours that have other channels have been saying that people are really still having the issue where they're just
not getting notifications.
Yeah. So thank you so much for hitting the like button. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Kevin, $5 super chat. Any thoughts about Bauer 20-volt Hypermax lithium ion cordless jigsaw? Looking for one that doesn't break bank. So, bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. I didn't do a countdown because there's no real bell. So I am super sorry that I don't have a bell for you.
You should be sorry. And then we read futons, and then I'll answer your question.
Futon 02, holy guacamole, with the $25.37. I see those 37 cents. Don't think that I don't see them, because I do. Thanks for the quick turnaround on the merch. Glad to hear the Cub is doing better. You are so welcome. And thank you, we really appreciate it. And we were super bummed to not be able to be on last week. And he is doing much better. So thank you so much. And bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Maybe I should start hitting you. No?
Me?
Okay.
What?
Just saying.
You've lost your mind. So, Kevin, you asked about the Hypermax, and I wanted to check the price on it. That's what I just pulled up real quick. I wanted to check the price, see what it is, because I know a lot of the prices over at the freight there have been creeping up, and it's currently sitting at $60 for a bare tool. Now, it's a decent jigsaw. I mean, I think jigsaws are one of the most underrated power tools in someone's kit. Everyone's always looking at the drill and the impact and the recip and all this. This is in the circ saw. You can do so much with a jigsaw. There was a YouTuber a while back, this young German kid who's brilliant. He's like an engineering, protege or whatever, and not protege. What's the word I'm looking for? Somebody who's instantly good at something.
Oh yes, like a savant.
That's fine. Anyway, the point is that when he started his channel for the first several years, I think all he had for cutting stuff was a jigsaw, and he did just fine. Anyway, so this is at $60. I just wanted to look real quick and figure out what else is out there. I think the Bauer is a great tool. The Bauer has really shown, so many people bought into it, and it's really shown over the years now that it's been out. There's a quality tool, and it competes right up there with the upper line Ryobi and the other upper line entry to mid tiers, kind of where it is. And I'm looking right now on.
Yes, Eric, prodigy. That was the word
Prodigy.
that I was thinking.
What did I say?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Eric, I think prodigy is the right word.
You're right. That is the right word. Protege is what I said. Protege
It's
is,
another P
protege
word.
is somebody who's following you. Prodigy is somebody who you probably need to follow yourself. And I'm not seeing anything that makes me go like, ooh, this is a better deal, because you're looking for something that's value based. The Porter cable, why would you get into the Porter cable line? It's dead. Black and Decker, I wouldn't do that. The Craftsman one is decent, but the battery system for Craftsman's so expensive. The Hart has a decent one. If you wanted to get into Hart, it's essentially the same as the Ryobi. It's close. They're not identical, but they're definitely kissing cousins, if you know what I mean. Honestly, though, I think the Bauer's a better line. And I hate to say it, because I know the guys. I know some of the people who do the Hart stuff, and I think it's great and all. But the only other one I would consider is the Skill line, and I've been beating that drum here for a while now. The Skill Power Core 20. This looks pretty cool. Let me take a look at this. Because I don't know what this. I found a website that's got it for sale, but I don't know anything about them. It's $90 on Amazon, but that gets you the battery and the charger. So I don't know if have you looked at the Skill line. The 20-volt line is pretty nice. There's a brushed and a brushless. And then I'm a huge fan of the 12-volt, which of course is all the 12-volt stuff is brushless. Anyway, enough. I turn this into a jigsaw discussion all evening here. All right, let's see here. Andrew says, I've been reading up a lot on Tecton tools. I would mostly be using a torque wrench on changing tires, lawn tractor blades. What size should I get? Thanks, from Canada. That's a good question. What size should you get? For the torque wrench, you're talking about like should you get a 1/2 inch or a 3/8 or something like that? I think for most home stuff, a 3/8 is probably going to be the main thing you need. Here's the question I want to put out to everyone watching. So the digital, I don't have it here. They've got those little digital, Harbor Freight sells one in the Quinn line. They've got the little digital torque meters. It goes on any wrench or any ratchet style wrench, and instantly turns it into a torque wrench. There was a thought a while back that they're easy and they're digital and all that stuff, but they're not all that accurate. Well, through testing, a lot of us have been talking about, a lot of the YouTubers who do this kind of testing have discovered that things are actually incredibly accurate. And for the cost, which is like $35, it turns any ratchet you have right now already into a torque wrench. Why would you not go with that route, especially for home DIY? Because an actual torque wrench takes all sorts of calibrating and other stuff, and you got to, and every so often, like every couple years or so, you have to go back and retest and recalibrate it and make sure it's accurate. Why not just go for the quick and easy digital solution? Anyway, Michael says, been intending to snap a photo for you. The Lowe's around the corner is where the nation's wood has been shipped. Pallets of the stuff stacked up outside the building.
Wow.
I get sad anytime I look at that wood, because we have so many projects to do, but the cost.
Yeah.
I just can't bring myself to spend that kind of money on wood.
Yep.
It's like it grows on trees or something.
And I feel really bad because I also have some friends of the family who they were closing on houses and they weren't able to because the prices.
Yeah, because they're having a custom built house.
And it's not anybody's fault. I mean, obviously, whatever. It is what it is, but it stinks. So, Neil with the $2 super chat. Any thoughts on Knipex flush cut pliers? Blah, 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 blah.
Everything Knipex makes is, sorry, do your little dance.
Bing, bada, bing, bada, bing, 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 bing.
Do it. I'll even take a quick drink here.
Yep.
Ooh, that got hit wrong. Everything Knipex makes is fabulous. I've never picked up anything from Knipex and been like, oh, this is just okay. It's just every time you pick something up, you're like, wow, they really know how to make a tool. The question is, do you need to spend that much for the job you're doing? Because almost all the time, you can do the same work with a less expensive tool. If you're a professional and you're in a specific field that needs that kind of work, I totally get it. But, I mean, seriously, who... Let me see if I can get it here. How
Scorpion
often...
Sunday says, at Neil, I have the Knipex flush cutters and I love them.
How often have you needed water pump pliers that are this big?
I was gonna say you should put like a hand or something. Like they're teeny. No, I didn't say attack my hand like a velociraptor.
That's how big they are.
Yeah,
they're tiny. Anyway, I love Knipex, and you know, if I won the lottery, all my pliers would probably be Knipex. But it just what value do they actually bring to you? If it's something to make you happy, great, buy it. If it's something you need for a precision job, definitely. If it's something you're just like, hey, should I get these versus getting channel locks or Kleins or what's the one at Harbor Freight? I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, get what works, unless you really need that kind of level of quality.
Sorry. Insulin said a friend of theirs gave them the small Knipex pliers for their birthday.
Justin said he had to refresh the stream. Jeff says Lowe's raised the prices on the Delta contracting table saw from $600 to $650 in his area. Just bought mine before they raised the price. Yeah, prices on everything is going up, and a lot of it has to do with the shipping thing I was telling you about.
Daughter of Ra with the $2.51 super chat. I found the flamethrower. Where do I need it? I don't have a bell right now. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you so much for the $2.51 super chat. I think we need it where the marshmallows are. Whoosh.
The Scorpion Sunday says, I want to check out the Impact driver at Lowe's. Any news when it's coming out? Are you talking about the new Flex ones? They're going to be out second week of April, I believe. No, that's when they're doing the video launch. I think the tools are actually going to show up right after that, I think. Not sure.
Holy guacamole. Javier Estrada, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Says one of my neighbors sold me all of his tools because his wife made him get rid of them. He sold me a Makita 18-volt drill and Impact for $20, batteries included. Holy shiitake
cow.
mushrooms. I mean, that's amazing, but like...
That is the deal of the day.
Why?
Why
would
did she
we
make
not need tools?
Did he break stuff trying to fix it? He Tim Taylored everything?
I don't know. But thank you so much for the $10 super chat. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you. Yeah, I'm still trying to rack my brain. Unless you're going through a divorce.
Yeah, why stuff like that doesn't normally happen.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read some more comments. I got to look this other thing up for someone.
Okay. Insulin was asking, he is okay. Our kiddo that got bitten, he is doing good. Fred says, I'm here for the beer. I'm late because the wall clock died. Oh. Darn.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah. My excuse lately has been like, daylight savings time. I'm still kind of trying to figure out, are the clocks right or are they wrong? Somebody said that dude should file for divorce.
That's clearly an abusive relationship.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry to hear. Graphwriter 7777777 said, on a side note, my grandfather died recently, and I inherited a lot of classic craftsman tools made in the USA. I am so sorry to hear that your grandfather passed away, but that is super cool that you inherited some really neat tools.
Yeah, just be aware, if you do have to warranty them, the tool you will get back will not be of the same quality and will not be made in the U.S. So that's the one downside with those classic craftsman tools.
Insulin also wants you to know it's no longer winter. Yay!
I know, thank goodness. I had that epiphany. I saw it yesterday. It was, yeah. And someone tried to argue with me that it wasn't winter or that it wasn't spring yet.
I thought you were early by one day.
And as I told her, you could tell I was right because you can tell when I'm talking. Anyway,
Do not encourage him.
Somebody had asked a question. I had to hear about bandsaws, and they'd mentioned the Grizzly. It was Jamie asked about the Grizzly. Have you reviewed it or a bandsaw secondhand things you should know? I've not reviewed that specific one. Not the G0555. I guess it's essentially the same thing. I had the G0555LX, and the only reason I sold it is because we moved from Central California and we just didn't have storage space for all my bigger tools. And that is one of the tools that I truly regret selling. Yes. I love that bandsaw. And I've rebuilt a few bandsaws. I got that one used, but in like new condition. It is, without a doubt, one of the best bandsaws for the dollar that you can get. It has all the bells and whistles that you need. One thing I love about the Grizzlies is that nobody else talks about. They always have these bandsaws and then, machined aluminum wheels. The Grizzly has cast iron wheels. That cast iron puts a lot more inertia into that. So when you're cutting through stuff, it has inertia and has weight. It's solid, and it provides more torque through the blade and gives you a cleaner cut. There's nothing I can say negative about the Grizzly saws. If you can afford one and it is good enough, or it's not good enough, but it's not overkill for what you're doing, yeah, get one. They're fantastic.
I just miss it because I thought it was pretty.
And I did do a video comparing it to a cheap rigid bandsaw about 3 years ago. If you do a search on the channel for bandsaw, just do a bandsaw on the search thing, you should find it. It should come up.
Search with the word bandsaw.
Do you want me to yank your ears off? Do you? Again?
I'm just saying. I think we got it.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, let's see here. Ed, the old tech guy's in the house. How you doing? And why not get a sawmill? No doubt. I had a friend who had his dad had one of the Harbor Freight sawmills. That thing was amazing. And Levick says, why does rigid not get the love it deserves? Well, I'll tell you what. In fact, if you go back and watch a lot of the early videos on this channel, you will see that I was in the rigid power line. And they're good tools. They're solid tools. But they've gotten to the point where they cost so much that you're within spitting distance of like getting into Milwaukee or Makita or something like that. And rigid has a very narrow line. They've got a good selection of tools, but they're nothing like Makita. They're nothing like Milwaukee. Makita's got hundreds and hundreds of tools, and Milwaukee's not far behind them. Also, rigid pushes forth the LSA. It's lifetime warranty. Well, it's a lifetime service agreement. And I've heard so many horror stories from viewers giving me feedback on it. It's talking about how many times rigid has screwed them over and backed out of the lifetime service agreement and refused to warranty stuff. And some of the things that they do, like when you go to send something in, if it's past, because it has like a 3-year warranty, and then it goes to the LSA. And when you send something in and under the LSA, you have to like give them a credit card because they're going to fix it, but they're going to decide at the time in the shop once they look at it whether they're paying for it or whether you're paying for it, and you don't get a choice in the matter. So it's and I did some testing with their on purpose, going there and bringing a problem tool to them to see how they would react, and they did do exactly what other people told me. They hemmed and they hawed, and they tried to say it wasn't covered, and at that point I pretty much stopped covering rigid on this channel because of that.
Ed, the old tech guy, with a $2 super chat. No bell, but yank the ears off for super chat. Kidding. He said kidding.
Okay.
I see you thinking about it.
You have no bell, so.
Yeah, I'm not. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. And Jamie, thank you guys for getting my question in. Just scored a Grizzly for 400 with the mobile stand.
Nice.
Thanks, super awesome.
That's a great deal. That is, I would say that's on par to the deal I got back in the day. If you got that kind of.
Yours was cheaper, but
mine was $375, but I didn't have the mobile stand.
That's true. So, and Jamie, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Just a reminder for new folks or folks that are just forgetting, if you do at the Den of Tools, we will make sure to see.
It says it right up there.
Yeah. How do I?
Like literally my head can go.
Right there. If you put at the Den of Tools, we will make sure to see it. We do get behind, mainly because he likes to talk a lot.
She runs her mouth.
But thank you so much for the super chat, and we are totally happy. No, thank you. No, thank you. Ow. He has the little pliers over here.
Those are kind of pokey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll have to use them on the children instead.
Thank you so much for the super chat.
I think you read this one before. Asylum said that a friend of his gave him those pliers for his birthday. Halen says, so got my Quest 2 and I'm loving VR poker and added 3 fuzzy faces to family. Oh my gosh, 2 and 4-year-old ferrets and a 4-month of ferret. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, wait. I'm coming over immediately. Oh.
The little girl and I did a daddy-daughter day, and I took her to like all the pet stores in the area. And we went to one that had ferrets, and she was like, I want to buy the ferrets. I'm like, we're not bringing home a ferret. We're not right now. No. And VR poker, though, I've never heard of VR poker. I kind of want, I don't know if I should. So I've got the original Oculus Rift, and I'm trying to think if I should sell that and get the new version. Is it the Quest 2 or something? Thinking I should do that, or maybe I should just get the Vive. I don't know. Anyway, okay. I hadn't heard about VR poker, but I'm going to have to do it now.
I want to see the 4-month-old
ferrets. You have to send pictures of the ferrets.
We really love ferrets.
Carlton says, thanks for the tip on the Cobalt miter saw. Got mine for $112. What a steal that thing is, isn't it? Ed the Old Tech Guy says, I like the digital torque, but nothing like a 1/2-inch torque ratchet. No need to pay to recalibrate. They're so cheap at Harbor Freight, just replace it. They are cheap at Harbor Freight. You're right about that.
EFO, yes. Mama Bear is talking.
Spectre Air says, Craftsman has been showing on Twitter the new Texas plant gearing up for tool production. Do you think they can be brought back to their former glory? Can they? Yes. This is one thing I think people get wrong, and they like to say stuff. And I'm not saying you're saying this, but I hear this a lot in comments about, well, like Harbor Freight can't make this, or they can't, this other company can't make that. We're past that point, all right? With this isn't 40, 50 years ago where the art of making these tools was a sacred, almost secret art handed down from one person to the next. We got computers, 3D CAD modeling software. They can completely render and project the power and the performance of a tool before it gets made. The real issue is, can you make it at the price point to profit from? That's where you come into an issue. Anybody can make, Milwaukee or DeWalt or, Makita level tools if they wanted to spend the dough to do it. Can they do it at a cost-effective, profitable, point? That's the real issue. I don't think that Stanley Black & Decker intends to do that. I don't think they plan to make that level of tool anything better than what it is, and I don't think they intend to make it entirely in the U.S. Now, maybe they will. Maybe some of the tools they will, because Proto's already down there, and they make the Proto tools in the U.S. So I would love to see it, but so far, their track record hasn't shown me that they're that committed to it.
Halen Wolf with a $5 super chat says, ferret picks coming your way, Mrs. DeBear. Yay! And Jeff. Poker Stars, which, by the way, you should really read that, because what I read the first time was not stars. VR, amazing. And the Quest 2, and that's a new one. Cool.
I'm gonna have to probably hook up the VR. I gotta figure out where Duncan hid it. They're probably connected to his computer right now.
Yeah.
The daughter Russ says, did she just bell me?
I did. Bing, 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 bing. And I didn't bing for Halen, so hilarious. I'm so sorry.
Let's see here. Trolling for Dollars says, howdy, forgot you're an hour earlier. I forget it every Sunday. What do you think of the Hercules cordless jigsaw? Is there one? I didn't think there was one. I think... Hold on. Let me go to Harbor Freight. Let's do Jigsaw. Sort by price. Yeah, I'm not seeing a Hercules Jigsaw. Yeah, that's one of the things that we've been talking about with them is that they need to come out with one, and apparently they are going to come out with one. Questions when? Javier says he paid more attention to his tools than he paid to her. That's the guy who had to sell his tools.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see that.
Snap.
I'm not like that at all. Oh, hey, you're here.
Don't mind me. I'm just over here couponing.
Gary says, Yahoo, missed the radio show. How's it going? Boy, do I need to go tool shopping again. Oh, yeah. There's going to be great deals coming up, man. I'm really looking forward to the spring deals this year. In some sense, it's no longer winter. Oh, thank goodness. I'm so happy for it not to be winter. Although apparently it's still winter in Montana, so we're still in Vegas. And someone says, I missed you guys, Bear Family. I have a new job. I like my new job way better than my old one. Doesn't pay as much, but that's okay by me. I'll tell you what, I've been there, and I've been in jobs that did not pay as much, but they were so much easier on my soul that, I was like, I'm willing to do this. Christopher says, what do you think of the Yukon's tool storage? I think it's great for the price. I've got one of the cabinets. I got the two door cabinet. I really like to get the 9-drawer, but I don't, because they're good for, they're good for starting out, and then also once you have good cabinets, they're good for that secondary stuff as well. So that's what I like about them. Although of course I've got this whole stack of Versa stack and T stack behind me.
I'm still thinking about the ferrets. I'm just saying, he picked up 3 of them.
You're a little ferret obsessed. AC says, any thoughts on the M12 pin nailer? Have you had the chance to use it or test it out? I've not used it. I do have the M12 stapler. That thing's fantastic. So I got a buddy who's got the fuel, of course it's the 18 volt, framing nailer, and that thing's a beast. So I can't imagine it not being good. I mean, it doesn't take much to... She's showing me pictures of ferrets. Is that his? That's adorable. I can't imagine it not being good, but it doesn't take much to drive a pin nail, so I can't imagine it being that hard. But I can't really say anything. I haven't even held it, so. Fry Guy says, just got in from a beautiful day. Sorry I was late. It's been back and forth here. It was sunny today, but it was cold and windy. The other day it was cloudy and cold and windy, and then the day before that it was sunny and hot, so hot.
And then it was like pouring
for
like 2 days. It was weird. Our weather's been bananas.
Yeah, we went down we did a week, 2 weeks ago. I don't remember how long ago.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
When we did our date night, we went down to stayed at the Cromwell.
Oh, yes.
It was great. Got our truck broken into. That was fantastic. Now, this is half my fault. So, if you guys remember the story of us buying this truck, one of the problems with it is one of the doors doesn't lock. And I have to take the whole door panel apart and fix it, and I haven't gotten around to that. But typically, either A, we're in Montana, which is nobody breaks into stuff around there, because everyone, that's how you get shot. Or we're down here and we just don't leave valuables in there. Yeah. But I had forgotten and left in the center, like deep in the center console area, 2 are binoculars. I bought the kids a cheap pair of Bushnells with like $50, and then I had my really good pair of Vortex. It was like the Crossfires. I think it was 220, 225, something like that. And those are both missing. And in one of your bags. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, live and learn.
Yep.
Let's see, where was I? The Ed the Old Tech Guy reminds people to please please type in at the Den of Tools to have the Bear read your comments. Bear Levick asks, why is Rigid not getting low? We answered that one. Robert says, any wisdom on the Harbor Freight air hoses? The base model hoses they'll work. They will do the job. The Diablo hoses are really nice. And if you're going to be hauling this around and stuff a lot, I really recommend stepping up to those, because the cheaper hoses, they kink really badly, really easily, and there's always going to be an issue with air hoses is kinking. And I definitely recommend getting a whatchamacallit, the wheel thing, the roll out. You know what I'm talking about. That
All
thing.
I can think about is hamster wheels.
Yeah. When do you think Lowe's will clearance Metabo HPT, assuming they do, to make room for flex tools? Well, they're clearancing them right now. The question is, how low are the prices going to get? And I think they're trying to feel the market, figure out, hey, are these tools going to take off? And if they do, if they start really taking off and they really need the space, that's when you'll start seeing the big closeout prices on the Metabo HPT stuff. Mater says, my local Lowe's still has the 24 volt Cobalt compound miter saw for normal prices. Why are other stores lower priced? It has to do with their computer system figuring out where they have too much stock and how well things sell. If it's not selling well in an area and has too much stock, that's when they start pricing it down. But they take it down until they have just like a couple left. And then usually at that point, they cap the price, or they bring the price back up. That's one thing I like about Lowe's, is Lowe's, to manage inventory, they just clear its stuff and get it out the door. Home Depot sends stuff back, and then they've got some sort of distribution deal for selling like pallets of, discontinued and open box stuff. Michael says, with Greenworks and now Flex coming out with the 24 volt cordless tools, do you think more manufacturers will join Cobalt on the 24 volt bandwagon? I don't know. I'm really stunned that they haven't, because it's a great workaround to get past Milwaukee's patent on that kind of thing. I think what a lot of people thought is, because they don't end up paying that much for access to the patent. Milwaukee just gives it out to everybody, and they make a couple cents on every tool. The 24 volt, that actually adds an extra cell, which is going to be $1 or $2 more. So they got to up the price of the tool, and it's I think they should do it. I don't know if they're going to do it, and they're probably just waiting for Milwaukee's patent to expire. The Christopher asks, what do you think of the Harbor Freight Yukon and U.S. General storage tool? Well, I answered the Yukon part. So the U.S. General, I think, is one of the best tool storage systems, call it mechanics, tool cabinet systems that you can buy for the money. They're good enough that I know lots of pros who use them. And it's always funny because some pro mechanic, always comes out, no, real pros don't use that. I go to hundreds of shops, all right? And I go and I talk to people and I see what they're using. So I can actually, tell you what people are actually using out there. It's part of my job. I take it seriously. And I go there and I talk to people. And almost every time I go there, there's U.S. General cabinets around. People have them. Of course, there's the one person who's got all I've got is Snap-on, and I bleed Snap-on. They're great. Everyone else chuckles at him for spending all his money on Snap-on, and he thinks he's amazing. But usually that's also not normally the best guy in the shop. That's not the guy who's been there for years and years and years. Maybe some places it is, but I go to, especially in places where, like up in Montana, good luck trying to find any shop in Montana where it's all Snap-oned out. You'll see U.S. General cabinets all over the place. Because those are they're folks who know where the value is. They're not going to overspend on something. They're going to use what works, get the job done. As they say, at the end of the day, it's a box that holds your tools. And let's see here. Popeye says, I'm thinking that Metabo's on its way out at Lowe's to make room for Flex. I also think that Flex is going to compete against Milwaukee. Your thoughts? I did a whole video on it, and it's Flex is designed. They're aiming directly at Milwaukee, DeWalt, and Makita. They're going for the big three. They want to be in that realm, and it's not Flex that I don't think that's pushing Metabo HPT out. It's Skill. So Flex is going to be the top line. Skill is Shervan's middle line, and entry line. And like I've got the Skill 12-volt system, and I think it's fantastic. It is amazing for the price, and that I think that's what's pushing Metabo out. I also think Metabo really took a hit when they changed their name. I think a lot of people knew who Hitachi was when they saw it. They recognized it. Now they see these green tools that says Metabo, and they're like, I don't know what that is, and they move along. I think that Flex could be a real player in the professional market, though. Fred says, my local Harbor Freight, I bought the new 5 amp hour battery, Bauer chainsaw, got 20% off, plus the 2-year warranty. Well, last week we had a blizzard with 2.5 feet of snow.
Yep.
Well, you could cut
snow blocks,
firewood, right? Anyway, let's see here. Steven says, I pointed to the stream on the TV, and asked Ricky, who is it? And he said, Grandpa. Oh, great. Time to start coloring my beard.
I will pay you later, Steven. I will pay you later.
I'm not that old. I'm only 52. I shouldn't be this gray.
I'm just saying some 52-year-olds are grandmas or grandpas.
Yeah, I know. But anyway. Levick says, glad to know because I have the Trio I got for $200 2 years ago. Impact driver hammer drill. I'll keep an eye out. Thanks for the fellow Vegas resident. No worries. Neil mentions never had that issue with the Milwaukee warranty. The Milwaukee warranties are not bad. They're not. They're actually, Milwaukee is known for, they got a 5-year warranty, and they're known for standing behind that warranty. They're one of the best companies for it, actually. But you're right, it's not cheap to get into. And they really it's like printer cartridges. You know, you get the printer for a decent price, especially if it's on sale, but you end up paying on those cartridges. The Milwaukee batteries are where they really just nail you. Pun intended.
We're super behind.
Billy says, Mrs. Bear, you're right. Taught in school that the first full day of spring is the 21st. It moves. It changes based on the year.
It does.
Guy YouTuber says, have you had any problem with Hart tools? No, we've got a handful of Hart tools. We don't use them a ton. We use that rotary tool a whole bunch. And no, I don't have a single problem with them. And we've got the outdoor power equipment. That one, those we use a whole bunch because the kids ran their lawn care business with that. Mm-hmm. We had the lawnmower, the trimmer, and the blower. And they're fantastic.
Yep.
Zaffiel says, is your live chat or top chat? Just curious. Oh, it's on top chat. Who did that? It's been so long since I've done this.
We're sorry.
It made me forget that I need to switch that. Thank you.
Thank you.
I gotta switch hers too. And I just lost my history because I changed that. Thanks. So we'll try to catch up as best we can.
Sorry.
If I don't cover your question in the next 5 minutes, feel free to repost it because I may have lost it when I refreshed the chat page. Michael says, forget ferrets, borrow a pug for weekend. They like humans better. Pugs are adorable, but I'd rather have a ferret. Silence says, I recently purchased an M12 drill for use at work. For what I drill and for what I use, it works great. Other more powerful drills have actually caused me problems in the past. That's what I keep telling people, that I think 12 volt's going to be the new go-to for a lot of people. Fred Hill says she was almost killed with a brain blood broke.
The part that you're missing, he was saying there is a YouTuber called Needy Homesteader. And I know all about her channel. She and her husband had a channel together. I think they have something like 8 kids between them. Mm-hmm. He was hit, and they were all in a car that was hit by a drunk driver.
Oh.
And he was killed instantly.
What?
And they were all severely injured. So he was just saying to go check out the channel. They have a GoFundMe going on. I am familiar with the channel. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out.
Fred, feel free to post a link.
And there is a GoFundMe. I think that they've got like 5-fold, but considering all of the health things that they're going on, yeah. So that's why you didn't understand that.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can catch up here. Greg says, have you seen the AC Delco G12 line of cordless brushless ratchets? I actually did a video that talked about those in the past couple weeks, I think. They look amazing. Oh, it was the one about the fact that the batteries for those are usable in the whatchamacallit. If you see the video I did on the earthquake 12 volt going away, I talk about that whole line in there because the batteries are interchangeable with the earthquake. David says, is the titanium 200 worth it, or is 170 a good minus TIG option? I think that I would prefer to have the 200 for the flexibility. There's going to be a new TIG 205, I think it is, coming out here in the next couple months. But it's, say, is it worth it? Depends on what you're doing.
Todd Weiss with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I super appreciate it. We super appreciate it. And I don't have a bell today, so it's going to be my hands. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. And thank you so much.
I thought for a second you were going to slap me.
I'm thinking about it all the time, but I figured if I do it live that there'll be witnesses. So, and the mom life, we are super behind. I know a number of people, I am seeing it faster than he is. We were trying to get through it quickly, but also the mom life has an awesome channel. You should go check her out. She does budgeting.
I already thought you were going to say something terrible happened to her.
No, something amazing.
She does have a good channel.
Yeah.
And what was the other? Somebody asked, have you seen the new Ryobi 40 volt 1800 watt power station and the pressure washer? I've only seen it online. I've not actually taken a close look at any of those things, so I can't really speak to them. Joe Pop says, ham or turkey? Well, if you're making a sandwich, if we're having it on a plate, I would like turkey with gravy and stuffing, the whole 9 yards. If you're doing a sandwich, then it's going to be, I was thinking rye toasted with butter. It's a Midwest thing. And then ham, turkey, some salami.
Capicola.
Some capicola. Good in there.
It's not a sandwich for him.
Yeah, I like the whole Dagwood kind of thing.
Yeah, that's all you.
Yep. The hose reel. Mater's Workshop. Yeah, hose reel. That
was the round wheel thing he was trying to. We articulate. We're super special.
We'sby educated up in here. Crunchy Pocket says, how Crunchy Pockets? That's just a disturb. His username is Crunchy Pockets. That's just a disturbing name.
You must have children.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
How about that Craftsman V12 line? Any news yet? No, I've not heard anything about 12 volt line for them. Maybe it's coming out. I don't know. I need to follow that line more. I really do. It's so hard though, because Stanley Black & Decker makes it so hard for me to cheer for any of their stuff, because they make the batteries so expensive for what you get, and the chargers and whatnot. Anyway, Fred Hill comments that there is a GoFundMe page. Her medical bills are probably out of this world. She's a sweet lady. The Needy Homesteader. Again, if somebody wants to grab a link to it and post it, feel free to. I think you have to be.
I was going to say you have to be a moderator.
You have to be a mod. Let's see here. The Asylum says, this year I've been considering getting the 20 volt max lawnmower from DeWalt Home Depot, since I already have 20 volt max weed whacker. So if you saw the video I did about the lawnmowers, I posted that, hey, here's the DeWalt lawnmowers. I don't know anything about it, but if you do, comment in the comments. And a lot of people did, and a lot of people said that it was not very good. So I'm just going to suggest you do a bunch of research on it before you invest in that. I know that sucks because you already have all those batteries. Dean says, my Lowe's marked down Metabo HPT 10-inch miter saw for $80. I grabbed one, but nothing else from Metabo is currently marked off. Let's see here. Hiram, hey Hiram, how you doing? He says, I painted my Harbor Freight binoculars purple, like my stupids.
Okay, now I'm curious. Why is your suit purple?
So people won't steal it?
That's smart. That's smart thinking.
Mom Life asks, what's your favorite nail gun?
Yes.
We're thinking of getting one with the battery for smaller projects. Would love your opinion. For budget nail guns, there's really only one solution that's reliable, and that's Ryobi. There's other people who make them, but I've not seen anybody who has the track record and the quality that the Ryobis do. I've played around with the Works one at a trade show one time. It seemed okay, but there's just so many more options. If you're gonna buy some cordless batteries, get one that has a whole line behind it and get the Ryobi. If somebody else disagrees and has a better budget option, I'd love to hear it. I keep asking. Apparently, there's gonna be one in the Bauer line, but when it shows up, I don't know. Novus Nick says, "Don't forget Husky." What about Huskies? Talking about Husky? What if I forget about Husky? So I'm working on a video for. I'm gonna do this whole buyer's guide for budget ratcheting wrenches. Husky's not going to be in it. I'm surprised the price of their ratcheting wrenches. If you want a full set, SAE and metric, you're looking $140, $160. That's insane. Let's see here. Hiram says, oh yeah, 200X Ford pickups don't have steering column pin locks and are easy to break into. Shh. Apparently. Shh.
Don't tell anyone.
Moto Gunner says, any tips on buying a 20 to 30 gallon air compressor for DIY home and automotive use? You're not going to like my opinion on this. And I've got a track record. Most of the people here probably know what I'm going to say, which is don't. I think that in today's day and age, you can get cordless tools that will do all that same stuff, and then just get a small air compressor for your basic, like inflating tires, blowing things out, whatnot. I've got a 20-something gallon air compressor that I almost never use. It's a fine air compressor. But I've got a super ultra quiet 2-gallon one that I turn on. You can't even tell the thing's on half the time. And then I've got power tools for everything else. I've got, half-inch impacts, all that kind of stuff. If you're doing basic around the house stuff, I mean, yeah, if you're like, I got a farm and I'm working on John Deere tractors or something, A, it's going to break my service agreement. They're going to probably try and sue me. But B, at that point I get it. But for basic DIY stuff, I'm not a fan of air tools for that. So it's, yeah.
Sorry, what was the price point for the nail gun that you recommended for the Mom Life?
I think they're about $100.
Okay.
Let's see here. James says, I'm not saying there's any Hercules jigsaw. I was asking you what you think of Harbor Freight coming out with one. Oh, okay. That's good, because I was sitting there for a second going, did they come out with something? I didn't hear about it. They are coming out with one. I've asked straight up, is it going to happen? They said, yes, it is, but they don't have a release date on it. That's all the information I have. Jimmy Lumberjack says, happy Sunday. Thank you so much. Mom Life's favorite nail gun. That's the one we talked about before. Fred Hill says, Snap-on Tools. They have the $800 toilet seats. Is that the one they sold to the Pentagon years and years ago? Splat says, hold on. It moved on me. What are the chances you could use cobalt batteries on flex tools? If not, how long you give before there's an adapter for it? I'm sure somebody will do a 3D printed adapter pretty soon for it. I can only imagine that'll come up real quick. They won't work. And here's why. The flex tools use the same essential form factor as you see on this, where the release is in the front, and
I can't see that.
Yeah, they can.
To rotate it to the camera.
Look, I do this for a living, just so you know.
Allegedly.
Anyway,
with help.
So the release is right there, and on the Cobalt, the release is on the side. So the actual release port, I don't think will work. The form factor of the battery is just different. Where was it? What are your thoughts on lithium power stations as a generator alternative? I'm a huge fan of that kind of stuff. I love I know a lot of guys get really worked up over gas is king. I gotta have that horsepower and stuff. I'm like, you've never driven a really well powered electric vehicle because the torque is insane. I love electric. I love solar. I love anything that gets me off of paying the city for crap. So, but yes, those lithium power generators, I think they're fantastic. They're not feasible really as a home generator because in an emergency situation, because like say if there was a winter whiteout kind of stuff, it would cover your solar panels and you couldn't refill, the electricity. We have a gas generator at home, but I would love to have one of those portable generators for doing like weekend camping and that kind of stuff and doing outings and whatnot.
I'm always for that. And just a reminder that we were on Top Chat instead of Live Chat, and when we changed it, we lost some of our comments. I'm super sorry. Anyone who knows us or watches us knows that we really do read all of them. We do get behind, but we did not skip your comment on purpose. If we haven't gotten to it, we might just be behind, or it might be that it got deleted, or we can't see it.
Barbecue 76 says, I turned on the live stream before you started. Then lots of stuff came up. Now I need to recap the last 40 minutes or so. What did I miss? You didn't miss anything. We noticed that you were having problems, so we waited.
Right.
Yeah. So we're just starting right now.
I did win everything.
Everything. Well, we are going to give some stuff away today. We're going to give away. We held back a couple of the Denna Toolbox stickers, so we're going to be giving those away. We also got some UFC gear. Remember, we have a family member who used to work for UFC, and she gave us a bunch of stuff, and so we're going to give some of that stuff away. And I may have a few other items.
I feel like there's something else I was forgetting. Oh, someone suggested that the bear should have a planner. Like, not a planer, a planner.
Like a day planner?
Yeah. Maybe for the moms that like to plan things. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. Also, Halen Wolf with the $2 super chat. Stop making faces at your imaginary friend. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I did see it.
They're not imaginary to me.
That's right, honey. You just keep drinking that. They're not imaginary. Just don't. It's just, Thank you so much for the pictures. The ferrets are adorable. I will be flying in like next week so that I can
count your ferrets when she leaves.
Yeah, you might want to check my purse because I will be stealing them, liberating, taking them on a field trip, whatever. Derek Johnson with the $5 super chat. Love this channel. Thanks for all the tool reviews. You are so welcome. I don't have a bell today, so you're going to get me. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing.
I bite, just so
I'm
you
just
know.
saying, somebody recommended that I should whack you. Anyways.
I have pliers.
I have to go. You're going to catch up.
Angry, tiny little pliers.
That looks like a little dinosaur.
Where do you have to go?
To the restroom.
Oh.
But thank you for sharing.
I thought you were leaving.
I've had enough. I've talked to the union. I'm leaving.
Oh, don't get started with me.
I'll be right back.
The Dean says, I think Metabo had to drop the Hitachi name due to purchase agreement from Hitachi. You're right. It hurt them too bad. I love their tools that I have and have only own a couple, but they're great. I said a couple of years ago, in fact, I did like an overview of all the power drills, and I said the Hitachi brushless at that time was probably the best bang for the buck because of the performance you got out of it, the cost of the batteries, the chargers they had, the tech they had in it, and that they had a lifetime warranty. And now with them, lifetime is the lifetime of the tool line. So as long as they're still making that tool, they'll replace it or fix it or whatever they do. But it's since Metabo bought them, they just feels like there's no interest in really making it a full line again. Mater says, I'm getting a 120-gallon compressor for $50 from my boss. All I have to do is rebuild the 3-cylinder compressor and add a motor. Wow. That sounds cool. The Fry Guy says, watched a video on electric chainsaws. Echo came out on top for the money. I was surprised. Echo makes fabulous tools. Shervon, that's Shervon who makes the skill stuff I just showed you, who makes the Flex tools that are coming out, who makes the Cobalt tools. They make good stuff, and they really understand battery tech. Fred says, for the forecast for the week is now Sunday through Wednesday. Snow Sunday through Wednesday. What's up with Vegas? Openings and closings. I think it's your mayor. We're at 50% open, and the Strip is an absolute madhouse. We drove by our favorite bar that we go to down there called Hogs and Heifers. And it was, not only was the bar packed, but the line to get outside was basically a outside bar. Because it was packed, people waiting to get in.
It was bananas.
Yeah. We watched a video clip from the local news. They were down on the Strip, and they're like, we're showing, and there are all these people walking by because it looks like a regular day on the Strip, right? And this girl comes up, and she goes, woo, and she's got like a jacket on, but she's wearing like a bikini top under it, and she's,
if you can call it that. Not really sure what's going on.
It was like denim or something, wasn't it?
It was, yep.
And then she's like half hanging out of it, and I'm like, yep, the Strip is back.
And I'm like, and it's immortalized on the news.
Yeah. Oh, let's see here.
No one makes bad decisions here.
No. Fred Hill says the forecast. Oh, I just read that one. The Mom Life mentioned that her hubby is 52 as well.
Yes, and they are about to become grandparents.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. I'm super excited.
Jen says, I purchased the Chicago electric heat gun for my resin business. Should I keep my Drill Master heat gun just in case? I wouldn't throw it away. It's always good to have a backup, especially if it's a business. You got to have a backup, even if it's not a perfect solution. If that other one goes down, you got that one, and then you can try and get that one warranted and everything else. Which one do you have? Because I have somewhere the Chicago electric one, and I love it. The one that's got the digital back on it, because it's flat on the back, and I can set it down on a counter, and I can hold a piece two-handed and work with it. I love that heat gun. I mean, for the money. I mean, it's not like, blow your hair back. It's so amazing. But for the money, come on. Wang Chung, great to see you guys again. With the Flex announcement, should I be worried about the future of Cobalt? I've invested much money in them since they introduced the XTR. Talk me off the ledge. Dude, don't worry about it, man. So all these stores and these companies like to do the good, better, best thing. Harbor Freight didn't invent that. Got to remember, TTI, who makes Milwaukee, also makes Rigid, also makes Ryobi. All right, so that's Ryobi's their bottom, Rigid is their mid tier, and Milwaukee is their top tier. And if you go to Home Depot, that's the way it's displayed. If you talk about Stanley Black & Decker, they had Black & Decker, Porter Cable, and DeWalt. Of course, Porter Cable is now the redhead stepchild over there, now that Craftsman's in there. But Craftsman's their middle of the road. So Cobalt is set up to compete against Rigid and Craftsman as that mid-tier prosumer grade rather than the entry-level consumer grade, which is the Black & Decker and the Ryobis and the Bowers and stuff like that. So Cobalt's not going away. Lowe's loves Cobalt. This is the Flex is straight aimed at that high-end professional, and it's going to be priced as such. So it's not going to be in the same kind of price category. It's probably going to be fairly expensive. Neil says, just ordered some Knipex flush cuts off Amazon. Just had to justify snappy prices for home use. Yeah, I know. But what I often say is figure out, like, when it comes to like pliers and stuff like that, figure out the tools you use a lot, like channel locks or something I use a ton, and needle nose or something I use a ton, and a good pair of side cutters. So those three tools, buy the best you can afford, and then get cheaper stuff to fill out the rest of your thing. Like I've got cheap tools, but I also have,
Why was he looking at me when he said that? Just saying.
I mean, come on. I don't even know who makes this. I think it might be
the yellow brand.
It's Stanley. It's the old school Stanley. I've had these forever, but I also have channel locks, and I've got Knipex, and I've got so you don't have to buy the whole line in the high end stuff. Just get what you use the most. Jeff Toohey's in the house. Says hello from Montana. How are you? We're doing pretty good. How are you doing up there? Staying warm?
Are you frozen?
Yeah. Oh, and Zaf posted the Mom Life's channel. Thank you very much, Zaf. You're
Thank
awesome.
you.
The
No, not Mom Life. Mom with Needy Homesteader.
Oh, it says the Mom Life channel.
Where are
It's
you?
right there, Mom Life channel.
Oh, thank you. Can someone also post the Needy Homesteader? I can't see that because there's a thing in my way.
So you tell me I'm wrong,
Yes.
and you can't even see it.
Nope. Someone did offer to do a $5 super chat if you wore different ears. Just saying.
These don't come off. Well, not easily.
I was gonna say they can't come off.
Fry Guy points out that you're looking mighty blue today.
I am.
She did ask me before
I was
this.
like, am I wearing too much blue?
Fred says, Mrs. DeBear, I think the kicker was the bread win.
That the Needy Homesteader's husband was the breadwinner.
Oh, yeah.
So that they were making a point that they were going to be out of a lot of income.
Yeah. Trump says, you slap him. No!
That's right.
No violence. PET says, you were talking about Quinn or Doyle pliers. Yeah, I mentioned the Doyle like as a good, cost-effective option versus, the Kniepex. As I said, buy the core 3 to 5 tools you use all the time, and then for everything else, fill it out with less expensive stuff, because how often you're going to use it, it really isn't likely to be an issue. Pagan Wizard says, can you see the possibility of Kent merging with Cobalt for a single, I think he means flex. And no, I don't see them. No, none of these big power tool lines want to merge battery systems. And I know they think that they're going to make more money by selling the batteries separate. I think they would win over so much market share that they would, at the end of the day, they would make more money by having a merged power line. Gary says, hit the like. I'm switching to 12 volt, thinking Milwaukee and getting rid of my old big 18 volt batteries. I don't blame you. I love my 12 volt tools. I've got Hercules 12 volt. Well, actually, I have all of them. I have M12's tools. I have some older DeWalt 12 volt that I really never use. I'm not even sure where they are. I was actually thinking about giving them away, but I don't know what box they're in. I've got the Hercules 12 volt and now the whatchamacallit? What is that? Not Flex, the Skill 12 volt. I'm looking around for the battery, but you moved it on me. Where'd you put my battery?
The one that you were just doing stuff with that I didn't do anything with?
You did,
That one?
because it was right here, and you moved it.
Okay.
Liar.
I might have done that.
And the one thing I love about the Flex 12 volt, if you haven't seen it, besides this, is this little door right here opens up, and every one of the 12 volt batteries is also a USB power bank.
Yeah. Top of the hour.
Top of the morning to you.
Yep.
Top of the hour, which is time where we remind you that, yes, that you can adopt one of our mods. And the reason we ask this is we like to support the other, as you've seen, we've been talking about, we like to support the YouTube creator community. So as a way of saying thank you for everything they do with helping out with this live stream, go and check out their channel. If you're a mod, please post a link to your channel right now. And so pick one of the mods at random or however you like, if whatever colors they use or whatever, and go over to their channel, watch one of their videos, give it a thumbs up, maybe consider subscribing and ringing the bell over there, because we love to help support the whole community. We're all about community here.
And if you are a moderator, put a link to your channel.
I just said that.
Can easily find it.
I literally just said that.
Well, there was something that was flying around that distracted me. Really? Okay, now you have to wear them. You got to flip it so the glittery side. Oh, maybe not.
I didn't throw them though. Also, thank you very much to everyone who supports the channel with the super chats. You guys are all amazing, and gals, I should say. You're fantastic. Thank you so much for your support. It always means a lot to us. And also, thank you to everyone who's a member over here at the Digitals. That's everyone that's got the little bear behind their name.
Child calling, sorry.
Okay. Anyway, he's over at a friend, so got it. She's all mine, folks. All mine. Anyway, thank you again for all your support. We really appreciate it. You know what I'm going to say, though? I'm going to say right now is for the rest of tonight, if you would like to do a super chat, I'll tell you what, hold off on our super chat and go over to the link to the channel she was talking about. Find their GoFundMe and help support them, because those are people who really need support right now. So if you could do that, I would really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, and I gotta wait for her to come back for us to do a giveaway. I was gonna do a giveaway right now, but I guess that's not gonna happen. Let's see here. Bobby Buick says, thanks for the heads up on that 7.25. Scored both for $100. Big Sky has 20% off grade C nailers from Metabo. Are those air nailers, or are they? Because most of the Metabo nailers I see are air nailers. Big D Tea Kettle says, I made 2 loaves of sourdough pumpernickel yesterday. I've never had sourdough pumpernickel. The next time I make it, I will make sure I have one of my corned beefs to go with it. It does make excellent toast with Irish butter. Oh, I bet it does. Moto Gunner says, any tips on a 20th? Oh, that's one we talked about. Fred says, from the snow. Whoops, hold on. My chat window jumped on me. From the snow, it was heavy, wet snow. March and April snows are usually like that. It broke our plum tree. I haven't seen anything else, but I'll probably find more. Yeah, I can remember getting like late spring, like ice. You get like a quarter to half an inch of ice frozen on the trees, and then hearing the trees break, sounding like gunshots in the woods.
Oh my goodness. Conversations with 9-year-olds on cell phones. Ow. Ow. That was my leg.
You were just Grace personified.
So, yeah. You're going to see me in the Winter Olympics, obviously.
Yeah.
Skating. For my life.
I don't think sliding on your face counts as skating.
Shh. It might become an Olympic sport, and I would win.
Well, whatchamacallit's now an Olympic sport. What did they make? Something recently? Something like ridiculous? Was it breakdancing or something like that?
I think breakdancing is. I thought you were going to say something else that might
probably
not be
hacky sack or something.
Family friendly. It's the other one that is a sport, but yeah.
Steve says, I'm a bit curious about that Hart 20-volt mower. If you get in a small yard, I could definitely see something like that. Zaffiel says, I was wondering what breed of dog nipped your kid. If a hospital told you to report the dog, hoping owner was around to give immediate correction to his dog. I think it was I don't think it was a purebred, but it was basically, I think, a form of not quite a collie, like a collie pointer mix. The TX Craft says, hey, new subscriber here. My question is, I want to upgrade my table saw. Should I get the Delta 10-inch saw you did in a video? I make mostly musical instruments and some furniture. Man, that's asking me to say, should you get that? I would have to know so much information, like how much space you have, what your budget is, how much you get. I think it's a fabulous saw, and it's definitely the best shop saw at that price. You're gonna have to double your how much. You're gonna have to be up like $1,000 to get a better saw. I did a whole video on table saws right around Christmas time. I'd go back and watch that because it answers all those questions. But I don't think you could go wrong. With that saw.
Popeye, thank you for becoming a member. Bing, 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 bing,
hey!
bing, bing, bing. Thank you so much. I apologize that I don't have a bell to celebrate you more. I love the graphic, and I super loved Popeye when I was growing up. So, welcome. And yes, Stephen, I am so amazingly graceful on my feet. It's not even funny.
Almost choked on my soda.
Yeah.
Dean says, Porter Cable has a battery nail gun you can find for $150, but who knows when they'll be around long term. I love my Metabo HPT. Maybe they will go on sale. James says, what do you know about lathes, wood or metal? I know they hold stuff and they spin. I do not do a lot of lathe work. I just bought a metal lathe, one of the small ones. It was a big, huge open box discount thing over at Harbor Freight. I would check out Brad's Workbench. He's got, I think he's got another one called like Brad's Wood Turning or something like that. Go check out his channel. He's a friend of the channel. And he does a lot of wood turning kind of stuff. And he knows way more than I do. I don't like to talk about tools that I really don't have a ton of experience with. At least I don't like to give advice. I'll talk about them all you want, but I don't like to give advice about them. And Mike says, please forgive me for repeating a question. I got pulled away from a work phone call before I could hear the answer. Your opinion on the cordless Herc multi-tool, please. So I haven't tried the cordless one. I have the corded Herc tool, and I think it's great. I love the not having to get the little tool out to do stuff. I think it's fantastic. I would love to have a cordless one, but I haven't had a chance to try it. So I will say this, the form factor on it is not, it seems a little stout, if you know what I mean. I don't know. But I'd have to really try it to see. I think the best cordless multi-tool that I've used is, believe it or not, the DeWalt XR. It is a fabulous tool. Thoughts on the new Icon toolboxes? Well, are there new ones that I don't know about? Because the other ones have been out for a year and a half at this point. But so if you don't know, Harbor Freight, this is full disclosure, sent me a like almost a full kit. They had the 56-inch box, the hutch, the top box, and the side locker. And I kept that for a little over a year before getting rid of it. And the reason I got rid of it is because I do tool testing. I can't have the same stuff over and over, and I only have so much space. That's why we're trying new things. This is the new option we're trying here, trying different things to see how they are. I got to tell you, if you're looking for a pro-grade toolbox, I would challenge you to find a better deal. When those things go on sale, they go like 20% off. Even if you don't need the credit card, if you got good credit, I would get the Harbor Freight store credit card because it gets you an extra 10% off, and then just pay it off and close the card, or just let the card sit or something. But I mean, that's 30% off the price for a pro grade toolbox, and I gotta tell you, the thing's fabulous. It's rock solid. I really miss it, but as always, it's like I just wish it was bigger. But that's the way it always is. The Vince says, I'm in high school and I farm alongside my dad and mom and the rest of the family. Good for you. I need a rolling toolbox for the shop. What would you recommend besides Harbor Freight? When you say rolling toolbox, how often is it going to get moved? How much, because
Is going to go in it.
Yeah, because if you're going to have a ton of tools in it and it's going to move a lot, you're going to need something higher end, like the Icon or something like that. If it's going to be real basic, then you can get away with, something a lot cheaper. I'm a big fan of the Husky, the 9-drawer toolboxes over there that go for like $350. They've got the power strip in the side with the USB ports. It's got the wood top, nine drawers on it, one large drawer, and then 2 banks of half drawers. I think that's a great budget option there. I got to know like what you're going to do with it and what kind of price point you're looking at. Fred says, DeBear, what's up with Vegas? The casinos are still closed? No.
They're open.
No, everything's open, man. Now, if you go into the casinos, they do some weird stuff, man.
Yes.
Like, if you're sitting at a lot of the tables, they've got plastic dividers between you and the person next to you, and often one in front of you between you and, like, the dealer and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's weird.
Well, and, like, some of them... Not a lot of them. Some of them, when you go in, they stop you before you go in, and they make you remove your mask, and they're
take
taking
your
a picture and your temperature.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I get it, but it's just a weird world we live in.
Yeah.
And Vegas is weird already.
But like, I play roulette. If I'm playing table games, I usually play roulette, and the roulette tables are completely open. They're lots of fun. I had a great time when we went to the Cosmo. What are you giggling about?
Not the Cosmo. The
Not
Cromwell.
the Cromwell.
I'm giggling because of the stories that I heard.
Yeah. Drunk flight attendants and some other. It was funny. Usually, it's all guys at the table, and that night I was like the only guy there, and I did not. And see, that's why I did badly. It was all the women stealing my...
Messing up your chi and...
Yeah.
Yep.
I just lost where I was. Okay.
Story of our lives.
Yep.
We were there, and then we didn't know where we were.
Curious Cretan says, I really like the GWS line of Bosch angle grinders. Bosch is known for making great angle grinders. They've done it for years. I'm not surprised about that. They're great. The only issue with them is the price. Spectre Air says, do you think Craftsman is going to raise the price of hand tools since they're going to be made in the U.S.? Do you think to SK prices? No. I don't think they'll go up to SK prices. The Craftsman's marketed as a prosumer, it's aimed at the person who's got a few extra bucks than average and wants a nicer set of home tools. That's where Craftsman's aimed. And honestly, I think they're aimed at people who have a house, who have the extra income, but really don't know tools, so they're willing to buy this stuff. And I think the price is going to go up because there's no way they're going to just reduce their profit margin because away from the stuff that's made in China. Yes.
Mark I'm going to totally butcher your last name. Garanzini. I think I've seen you ask this question twice. We're just a little behind. We are going to get to it. I apologize. It's how we roll.
Yeah. Robert says, what do you think of the lower price off-brand replacement M12 and M18 batteries for Milwaukee? Well, I think they're hit or miss is what they are. I've gotten some in for testing. I've had some sent to me. I've looked at a whole bunch of them. Sometimes you get one that's a great deal, and the next time you buy that same one, it's like, the thing died within 20 minutes, and it's taking forever to recharge, and there's no consistency with the batteries that go in it, so you never really know. Whiskers are getting me again.
That's right. That's what I pay him to do.
The Barbecue 76 says, I saw your video on the Flex cordless tools. I'm intrigued because it's the same supplier as Ego, and the yard tools are phenomenal. However, they seem to be kind of to be continued. Well, they are. They're teasing this right now because the big announcement is coming in April. So we got to wait. Richard says, thanks for the recommendation on the Ryobi 40 volt HP mower. Bought it today and makes my old Toro cry alone in a corner. Was your old Toro gas? Because I got to tell you, I get so many people, I'd never switched to gas, and they finally do, and they'll email me like, hey, I just got to say, I gave you a hard time in the live stream or in the comments sometime. And I finally went and I tried an electric one, and I'm in love. This thing is fantastic. There's nothing like it. You go out there, you press the button, the thing starts, you mow your yard, you're done. People are like, oh, it just takes a little bit of maintenance, a little bit of this. I'm like, no, you're in an abusive relationship with gas. What's going on? All right. You're being used. It's a user. A relationship should be back and forth. Yeah. Got to switch to electric. The Mike says, well, how well does the Metabo HPT match up against the Delta table saw? It's not even close. The Metabo HPT is a job site saw. It's a portable, it's probably one of the best job site saws, and it has the extension feed and everything else. The Delta, are you talking about the Delta we were talking about before? Because the Delta we were talking about before is a shop saw. It does glide around in the shop, but you don't pick it up and throw it in the back of your truck. There is a Delta job site saw, and honestly, I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's way overpriced for what it is, and the Metabo HPT is a way better saw, especially when it goes on sale for like $300 and some. Let's see here. Barbecue 76 says, however, the Ego seems to be a bit of a redheaded stepchild. Kicked around, maybe not stable. What are your thoughts on the viability of the Flex? Ego's not kicked around. That was a whole thing with them leaving Home Depot. That was a play by, you can watch my latest video on this. This on the Flex tools, because that was a play by the CEO of Lowe's to basically steal Ego away from Home Depot. Ego's the Cadillac of outdoor cordless tools. Barbecue 76 says, once again, I read what I sent after I sent it. I swear I didn't type some of that weirdness. Fry Guy says, Jeff, I would hate to have to build your shed this year with the prices of lumber. Well, I'd been I was going to do it last year, and I held off because I'm like, I'm going to wait till the prices go down. They've gone up.
We needed to save some more. Yeah. Now look at us.
I'm at this point looking at doing a steel post building because if I'm going to spend that much money, why not? Right? AC says, I love the El Monte RV chair. We bought an RV from them years ago, and we got 2 of them with it. And honestly, they're the best camp chairs that we have.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. The best thing we got out of that deal.
I love the RV. I thought the RV was great.
I thought it was great, too. Anyways. We'll talk about that later.
Spectre Air says, it's sad how Hitachi Metabo blundered the marketing of the range that they still have to this day. Have to slap stickers on boxes saying that this used to be Hitachi. Yeah, you know who handled that really well? That mix, that changeover was Datsun when they switched to Nissan. So when they started, it used to be Datsun, and then you'd see the Datsun tag underneath it would say by Nissan. Mm-hmm. And then you saw Nissan, formerly Datsun, and then once they figured everyone knows what it is, then they just dropped the Datsun part and it was just Nissan. Today nobody probably knows what Datsun actually was, but they did it gradually over time. They didn't just like, boom, change the name. That makes a ton of people just go, well, what happened?
Oh my gosh.
What?
I'm blinder than I thought. Sorry. This is real life, people.
Danny says, I am from the UK. I'm trying to get Gear Wrench 3-piece locking flex head 90-tooth ratchet soft grip. Always out of stock. Could you see why for me? Thanks. As I said, I got a video coming out about that kind of stuff here in the next week. But basically, there's a real backlog in manufacturing and shipping going on right now. Dean says, I think you're right about Metabo HPT. They seem to be lost as for direction. Only thing they've done is the 36-volt batteries that you can also plug into. But they make good tools. They make great tools and great options. And I love the 36-volt thing. They're not educating the marketplace enough. And as such, they're not getting buy-in. Michael says, within walking distance from here to Virginia Beach, there are 2 neighborhood bars. One is called the Alibi and the other is called Scandals. Causes some giggles. There's kind of a theme going on there, huh? And let's see here. Can you see the possibility of Flex merging with Cobalt? We answered that one. Nope, not going to happen. Do you like the Cobalt XTR saw? I've not tried the saw. I've tried the regular Cobalt saw, which I thought was decent. Nothing to write home about. But I've talked to people who have that saw. They absolutely love it. And I've tried some of the other XTR tools, and they're fantastic. So I can't imagine it's not a top-tier saw.
Hey, Jerome, I do see your comment about how the streaming just cut out on your end. Try refreshing. I don't know if you can see this, if it cut out on your end. If anyone else is having issues, I know sometimes we have had issues and didn't know. So
I can try to read it. Is it Ice Toad? Something like that?
Well, I'm wondering if it's Cyrillic, because it does not appear to be English.
It does not. So you're not an actual talking bear with immense knowledge of tools. No, that's
bear. What are you talking about?
No, that's not me. That's Red. Red is the North American tool bear. I'm Jeff. We sound a lot alike because we've lived together for so long. You ever had that thing where you hang out with somebody for so long, you start talking and sounding
Finishing
kind of the same?
Sentences,
yeah, that kind of stuff.
Smacking each other in the head. What?
Ripping
ears
and
out.
Pagan Wizard comments that the XTR circular saw is a beast. You will not be disappointed. Thank you, sir. Thank you for chiming in on that. The Tech Gorilla. He's like, my ninjas,
hey!
What's up? Long time no see. Glad to see you. Hey, for everyone who doesn't know, I get asked this probably like once a week or so. When you start one of my videos and it says, welcome back to the Den of Tools. And that's Tech Gorilla doing the voiceover on that part.
Yep, it absolutely is. So thank you. Adam Perry, I see that you have a question. If you repeat the question with at the Den of Tools, we'll make sure to read it. Otherwise, it's going to be, we're just behind. Yep. So we won't see it when we get to it.
Dean says the Cobalt XTR line is absolutely contractor grade in my opinion. It is awesome stuff, especially for the price. Yeah, and with the warranty, 5-year warranty, you got to like that. Greg says, hello from Omaha. I like Omaha. I missed you. I played football, went to high school out in Millard. Millard North, to be exact. Go Mustangs. Mark says, what's the drawer stack you just dipped into for the channel locks? Versa Stack by Craftsman and DeWalt T-Stack. They're interchangeable. They're the same thing.
I just realized your high school had like a cool mascot.
What was your, like, patchouli or something?
The Yellow Jackets. Close. The Yellow Jackets. No one's really afraid of this.
Went to literally Berkeley High.
That's right. Shaka! Hey, with the $2 super chat. Ryobi is good for nothing trash. Fact, not opinion.
I heard before that you were actually a secret fan of Ryobi. That's the rumor going around.
We're going to have to return the Ryobi gift that we got Shaka for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, your birthday. 3, 2, 1. Bing! Bada bing! Bada bing! 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 Thank you so much, Shaka, and welcome. It's been a while. Javier with the $5 super chat. So when you guys travel, how does Red fit in the car? That's an excellent question.
He's a private bus he takes. He doesn't travel with us. As he says, he's the talent.
Well, I was going to say he's the talent. So he has friends that he flies on private charter jets that we never get to, look at. So we're not bitter or anything. It's okay. Whatever. 3, 2, 1. Bing! Bada bing! Bada bing! 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 Thank you, Javier Estrada, for the $5 super chat.
Fred says, DeBear, that's why I love General Tools. It's like the old Craftsman. You walk into Harbor Freight, you hand them a broken tool, and they hand you a new one. I'll tell you, that is one of the reasons I started shopping at Harbor Freight. It's probably one of the reasons I kept shopping at Harbor Freight. Someone asked, is there hot tool deals of the week coming up? Video will be out tomorrow. Jerome says, gotta go. Real life stuff to do later. You have a good one. You take care. Anecdote says, where's the bear? Bear doesn't work on the weekends usually. As he said again, he says he's the talent. So, the Greasy Shop Rag says, imagine my surprise when I got 30 seconds into yesterday's video and found another pick in my toolbox. Sure would be nice to get a shout out for all my hard work. Which one was a pick of your toolbox? I'd be happy to, give anybody a shout out. We do it all the time. In fact, send me a link to your channel and we'll post it on the community page. By the way, my email is red@denoftools.com. The Ed the Old Tech Guy says, please adopt me. Tech girl, okay. Levick says, my dad, the 50-year-old lung mechanic, will be retiring soon. I'll be happy getting a massive tool collection from Snap-on, Harbor Freight, and all points in between. Gotta make room in the garage. Oh, that's going to be a lot.
Sorry. Pagan Wizard with the $5 super chat. $5 says Shaka Gillis is on the Ryobi board of directors. Well then. 3, 2, 1. Bing! Bada bing! Bada bing! 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 And Rodney, Berserkly High. That is correct. That's where I graduated high school.
Okay, let me see how far behind I am. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, let me try and get caught up here quick. Johnny says, I'm switching to the 12-volt line. Tools recently got Milwaukee right-angle die grinder. Should I stick with one brand? Sticking with one brand is going to max out your value, but I don't have a problem with running 2 or 3 brands. People are like, well, I got to only have the one because I'm invested in the batteries. I've got probably 10 different types of batteries. You just have to be, smart with the way you set up your charging station. Gary says, it's not cold up north, long sleeve, t-shirt weather, love snow, and do not like rain. Rain season is coming, man. That's, in Montana, everyone calls it spring. I call it the mud season. Dean Foster says, that's awesome, you asking to donate to Needy Homesteader. I appreciate the super chats, but again, if you can, go over to Needy Homesteader and donate over there.
Yep. And thank you to Fred Hill for bringing it up.
Mater says that he's going to be live 10 minutes after we stop here, so we're going all night, folks. We'll make him do it at 3 in the morning.
That's right.
No, we're not. Fred says, when I went to my local Harbor Freight, I asked the manager about the new Bauer and Hercules. He was always saying that some of the new Hercules tools may be end of the year, Bauer may be summer. I think it's going to be coming out monthly at this point. There's going to be a rollout throughout the year. And Jamie says, I found your bandsaw buyer's guide. Awesome. I probably need to do an updated version of that. It's been a while. Tech Gorilla, or as the kids say these days, it's been a minute. Tech Gorilla says, Mom has a leak. She's shushing.
That's right. You deserve it.
And let's see here. Fred says, I got the rapid charger for Bauer. It's smoking fast. 5 amp hour battery was charged in a little over an hour. Nice. Jared Starkey says, do you think Cobalt will expand the XTR line? I love the XTR stuff, but worried with... No, yeah, I think they will. I do. I definitely think they will. It's been a huge success for them. Murphy's Metal says, is the Harbor Freight wood lathe any good? Well, again, Brad's Workbench, he has that lathe. He does wood turning with it on his channel. So you can check it out. It's a clone of the old Jet. And a lot of people really love that lathe. I don't do wood turning, but I can tell you that if you, excuse me, getting heartburn or something. But if you go to any of the woodworking forums and talk to people, there's a lot of the old school guys who have the Jet or have the Harbor Freight, and they're basically like, it's the same thing. It's a decent one, especially for the price. The Mark says, what's the drawer stack behind you? Oh, that's one I already answered that. Did you get a room at the Tangiers, the old TV show reference? No. That'd be cool. I like, you know what? We liked the room at the Cromwell, but I'll be honest, it's a boutique hotel. Mm-hmm. It has one shop there. The shop was closed. The restaurant was only open a couple days of the week. I really wanted to go to it's what's her name? Not Giardia. Giada. Giardia is definitely not about food. Well, yeah. It is, but it's bad.
If that's your name, don't. And you're a chef,
don't. Yeah. But there's not a lot to do there other than, I mean, I think people go there because it has Dre's nightclub and the pool nightclub thing up on top. That's the big draw. People come there for the concert stuff. Yeah. I wanted to stay there because it was really centered to a lot of the places that she likes to go. The shops over at Caesars, a bunch of other stuff. She wanted to go over to see the Arboretum at the Bellagio place with the fountains, and we did all that. And we also went shopping through like all the real high end stuff. We went into.
When we say shopping, we mean with our eyeballs.
Yeah, like look, no touch.
Like we window shop.
I'll be honest though. So I've got a thing for. There's only 3 things I've ever really splurged on myself for.
Me. Oh wait, sorry. No, yeah. Sorry. It's not about me.
You are pricey. Sunglasses, wallets, and pens. And I still do spend decent money on sunglasses. I have real touchy-feely issues with having things on my head. I need super lightweight, polarized sunglasses. Wallets, I used to buy higher-end Coach wallets. I like the leather, that kind of stuff, until I got into the whatchamacallit. What's the brand here? Esker wallets with the little pop-up feature here. I love these things. I use this all the time. I went into a Coach store. I'm like, I don't need a wallet. I love this wallet. And but pens, I used to have actually a nice little collection of Mont Blanc pens. A couple of them got lost the cheaper ones got lost in the move. And I had a 75th anniversary and another significant pen. I don't remember which one it was. And they got stolen off my desk at work, I think by the night cleaning staff or something.
I will say, if anyone ever comes across the 75th anniversary one, please email me. Like, really and truly, he super misses that pen, and it's been a long time. Well, I've looked, I haven't been able to find it.
Well, the other thing is, so we go into the Mont Blanc store, and they've got a new line of Egyptian-themed pens, and they've got a ballpoint. And
super
and
cool.
It's one of the few click style. They don't usually do a click style. It's a very retro kind of thing. And they've got one that's all black resin with the gold, accents and stuff that's got like a little scarab on it, which is cute. But then they have another one that has all hieroglyphics on it. It's like octagonal, so it won't roll off a desk or something. And what was the price on it? $1,000?
Yeah.
I came this close to buying it. Then I came to my senses. And the thing is, I love my wife. She's like, if you want it, you've been without one of your pens for a long time, you can get it. I didn't buy it. She also came this close to buying was like a Louis Vuitton wallet that she's always dreamed of having. And she never buys anything nice.
That is like not my thing. So
she won't do it. I have to do it, and then she does this whole thing.
Which is why I'm scared when we go window shopping, because
I'll buy stuff. But we didn't. We were very frugal, very proud of ourselves.
Yep.
But it was a close thing. It was a close thing. Let's see here. BKD70 says, sorry, company dropped by. Any new Herc coming out soon at Harbor Freight? Got an email yesterday with the new cordless lineup photo. I have not heard of anything specifically, but I do know there is more brushless stuff that's supposed to drop in the next month or two. The Paul says, you may enjoy the YouTube channel Ghost Town Living. He bought Ghost Town and is working on fixing it up. It's not far from Vegas. I did stumble across that a little bit ago, so I didn't get a chance to watch a whole lot of anything. And
Wahawk says, who are the 5 that clicked dislike? Break out the torches and the pitchforks. All I'm going to say is they need a hug. It's okay, though.
Mr. Doughboy says hello. Somebody else who's long time no see. Glad to see you. And Dean says you nailed it as to who Craftsman is aimed at. The fallout from that purchase is still happening, especially at poor Lowe's. Yeah, I'm a fanboy of Craftsman from way back in the day. My grandfather had only shopped at Sears for hardware tools and stuff like that, and his whole little shop in his garage was all Craftsman stuff. And I remember being little kid being like, oh, those are amazing. And one day I want to have a whole Craftsman shop too. No, that's not going to happen.
In Slim, thank you. He's saying that whether you like it or dislike it, it's just interaction and it's good for viewer engagement. He says not clicking or liking.
It's all the same.
Liking or disliking is worse. Thanks for reminding me he's going to lick. I don't know if licking helps, but knock yourself out. Like and then
the dog seems to think it always does.
Yeah.
Fred points out that the toolbox that he always loves at Harbor Freight is their wooden toolbox. I think it's 8 drawers high. I think it'd be great for hobbies. It really reminds me when I was a boy, my uncle had one. Yes. Those are cool little toolboxes. B. Gunter says, need good oil/lube to free up rusty hand tools. Boy, that's a good one. You got to look at penetrating oils for that kind of stuff. I would check out Project Farm. He did a whole video lineup on great thing on penetrating oils. And see what he recommends. I know everyone tries to go with WD-40 and stuff, and it's really not that great at it, honestly. Go check out his channel for that. Marine X says, I just invested in Metabo, not Metabo HPT, pack-out system called Metabox. Do you have any thoughts on their system? Metabo makes great stuff. They're just not all that available here in the U.S. In fact, I didn't even know their box system, you could get it here in the U.S. I think it's a great system. It's just not that diversified out here. Brandon says, we do a history of iTools. What are iTools? Oh, I meant Irwin. I should do a history of Irwin. You're right. Tyler says, why don't you like? Well, like what?
I think it was something we were talking about a while ago. AC says, wife gave away my Mont Blanc pen to who knows who. I was mad.
Wait, why?
Were you a bad boy? I'm guessing that maybe perhaps the wife didn't know that it was a Mont Blanc special pen.
Oh my gosh.
It just grew legs and wandered off.
I would lock you in a closet. I'd let you out later.
I would lock myself in a closet. I would cry probably more than you.
You'd be hiding. Let's see here. Clinton says, can't thank the bear enough. Walmart showed that Hart 7/4 miter saw was out of stock, but my Walmart, I went anyway and found 2 of them, scooped it up, score, happy as a cub. Yay! And Ray said, I'd love to see a flex cordless articulating recip. That would be awesome. I've got the old Porter cable version. Cordless would be amazing. I'm excited about these tools. I can't wait to get my hands on them. What do you think about the DeWalt XR drill driver and impact kit for $200? The DeWalt XR tools are the only line of tools at DeWalt that I actually think are worth the money. Anytime you can get them on sale, if you're in the DeWalt line, that's a no-brainer. I'd go for it. Why do you think Harbor Freight did away with the larger air compressors? I just think they didn't sell as much as the smaller ones. They only have so much floor space. I think it's also a fact that air tools are dying. It's a dying form factor. They're getting replaced. There's always going to be people who are like, oh, but I use it for this, or I use it. That's always an excuse. For the majority of people, they don't need air tools. Electric does a fine job. Fred says, got my first coronavirus shot. I get my second one in the middle of April. 2 weeks later, I'm set. And if I hear the word coronavirus one more time, I'm going to punch them in the nose. I know what you feel, man.
I heard
I'm
something
so tired of it.
horrifying today. Apparently, the new place to find someone to date is in the coronavirus vaccine line. So people are getting dressed up to go stand in line to get shots because they might meet their special someone there. Horrifying.
Oh. Anyway. Let's see here. Fisher says, we absolutely need to hear Jesse's thoughts on the RV now.
I love RVs. I think they're great.
No, the one we bought.
I had some issues. I mainly didn't care for their service kind of things.
Oh, dealing with... Yeah, I wouldn't recommend buying one from them. They lied their asses off.
That's what I meant by that was the best thing.
Yeah, they promised all this stuff up front, and then as soon as we had an issue with something, they were like, well, we don't really cover that. I'm like, yeah, you really said that you did.
And it really says it in the contract.
Yeah.
Anyways.
The looking for a decent 13-inch benchtop planer with a helical blade. Any suggestions on something that's solid that doesn't cost an arm and a leg? Appreciate your awesome. I literally just did a video on planers, laid it all out. There's too many to go in here as to what your price point is and what you're trying to do, but I commented about every single planer and which ones were the best ones. I did it like last week or the week before. Greg mentions he had the Datsun 510 wagon. And you had a Datsun, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
The fake name Jones says, I watched a video of yours from 2 years back. I wanted to leave a comment warning past you that neither the catalog or coupons will survive. Also invest in GME. It's going to tank, but hold. I'm still loving my what you would call it, Carnival Cruise Line stocks.
Yep.
I also just bought some puts on GoPro. That stock is, I mean, I love GoPro. I've got 2 of them. I use them all the time, but the thing is you buy one and then you have it. You don't buy one every year. And they got priced kind of like a cell phone company, thinking people would buy new cameras every year, and they don't.
Yeah, and they don't. Which, I mean, I sort of can see that, except if it was my business, I probably would have thought that one through.
Yeah. Let's see here. Calabasas guy, have you heard anything about the shortage of rigid table saws and parts for them? Yep, I got a video coming out this next week that's going to talk about all of that. Here in Colorado, Fred says we just got our first In-N-Out burger. I like In-N-Out. I think it's a little overrated, but I like them.
I really liked them when I was pregnant.
Spaminator says, I picked up the Franklin M150 stud finder. It detects live electrical wires too. And Michael says, if I had an avatar and it sounded different, time to lock me up in the rubber room. Zaf says, is the bear single or does he have a woman bear? We've never seen her if so. Oh, he's a confirmed lifetime bachelor.
He is a lady bear man.
Yeah.
Ladies.
He's got too much.
Ladies
He
bear.
spends too much time with the tools. He's not ready for a commitment anytime soon. Tyler says, I appreciate how thorough you go through your tour of companies and tools. Thank you, sir. I know I need to do more of the tool histories and background stuff. And Silence says, I've been to Omaha once. He was more or less just passing through. Yeah, we call that I-80. And what's a good miter saw for precise work? I like the Hercules. I think the Hercules is the best professional grade saw for the money. Above that, I like the Delta Cruisers. I like that. If you want the best precise for the work, you got to get the Festool. That thing's brilliant, but it's stupid expensive. But it's got great dust collection somehow. I don't know how they manage. Nobody else could do dust collection, but the Festool manages it. Adam Perry says, thoughts on factory reconditioned tools. I've heard the theory that they can be better than new because they've gone through QC twice. Any thoughts? We buy a lot of factory refurb stuff when we buy things. Like one of my GoPros, one's new, One's factory refurb. The one I bought new is because I needed the new version because of the stability feature they came out with. Excuse me. But when we bought the second one, I got a factory refurb. We always try to save money where we can, and the only time we've had bad luck with factory refurbs is with laptops for the kids.
Yes.
And I'm not sure it was them or it was our kids.
User error.
Alrighty. The Barbecue 76 says, I've converted 2 gas diehards to Ego yard tools because of my praise for them. I did see your video on how Ego left Home Depot and went to Lowe's. Character limit too low. Ha! Yeah, I know. Ever try to pass Red as an emotional sport bear animal? No, have not tried that one yet. I thought I heard the pitter patter of paws. I thought maybe the hound was coming out to say hi. I did hear the pitter patter of little puppy paws. Come here. Hi. Come on. Hi. Oh, ah. Hi. Yeah. Who's a good hound, huh? That's my little princess hound. Oh, anyway. Is there a Metabo deep discount going on for their miter saw? I think it was the 10-inch saw was a hit or miss kind of thing as far as a discount. Frank says, I guess I'm late. Guess the bell is missing. Yeah, we didn't bring the bell when we came down here, but we brought the triangle. But then she lost the little thing that holds the triangle. So it's a thing. Sin, hey Sin, how you doing? Good to see you, Mr. and Mrs. DeBear. My high school mascot was a Scot, a dude with bagpipes, and I went to high school in a town in the Bay Area as well. That's cool. I'm a big fan of bagpipes. I know a lot of people hate them. I love bagpipes. Dean says, I have a family member who's now has 2 non-working gas mowers in his garage, and he's still not considering battery. I have considered buying him one to teach him a life lesson, or teach him a lesson. He needs a 12-step program is what it needs. We need a support group for gas people. We need to have like a thing where they can go and they can try electric mowers. You just don't understand what it's like. Like, hey, it's Saturday. I have to get up. I have to mow the yard. But I got a bunch of stuff to do. I'm either have to go out and I have to go get gas and I got to get oil and I got to do all this stuff. Or I just press the button and it starts. Every time. Sounds like Red has better working hours than Jeff and Jesse. Oh yeah, he does. He makes us, get a bowl of, his favorite treats, and we only have the green campers in the bowl. All the red campers have to get pulled out. Adam says thoughts on factory reconditioned tools. We talked about that. What do you think of Makita miter saw deal? I sent you on Instagram. Did I see that? I've forgotten about it. If I saw it, I'll have to check it. I'm gonna have to double check. Makita makes great miter saws. Oh no, it was the one where it was the Makita saw has the side mount tubes I talked about before. That was $500, normally $750 or something. That one actually I see go on sale for $500 all the time, which is why I didn't. In fact, when I did my video on, what did I do that video on? I did the video. Was it Deals of the Week? I just talked about it. I had just included it in a video recently. The Mike says, by the way, Jeff, did you happen to see the pictures of my floppy disk box for Sandy? I did see that. I'm sorry I didn't respond to you. That was a great idea. I've been collecting these ideas for alternative solutions for tools and stuff, and I added that picture to the folder for that. And once I get enough of those together, I'm going to do a video of all these out-of-the-box solutions for shop and tools. And Gary says, no for rain. Let it snow. Oh, I'm done with snow for the year.
I'm not.
Oh, she never goes out in snow. She sits inside and she cooks or does stuff in the kitchen or sits in the living room and she likes to look out the window and go, snow, it's so beautiful outside.
I like to walk in the snow.
Yeah, go for walks in the snow. Mm-hmm. You don't like to deal with the snow. When was the last time you shoveled snow?
This
No,
winter.
you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
I did it or the kids did it. You sat back like the princess you are eating bonbons.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Super princess.
Fred says, I got my BiPAP Friday. Only problem, it will let me turn it off. So I have to call the shop tomorrow. Therapist to find out why I can't shut it off. That's weird.
That is weird.
Tyler asks, why does tabletop disc sander, what tabletop disc sander do you recommend for the little wood shop? The Harbor Freight one. I hope they still sell it. I haven't looked at it in a long time. But there's lots of people. I know tons of pro woodworkers who use this, use that disc sander here.
I might need to leave in about 15 minutes.
To get Griffey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Central Machinery one is currently selling for $170. Now, of course, we no longer can use the 20. We don't even have the 20% off coupons anymore. But when they had it, you add that on there. And now if it shows up on sale. So, by the way, I do know that there is a team at Harbor Freight looking at redoing all their woodworking tools. And they're going to get upgraded. Probably not going to be this year. It's probably going to be 2 to 3 years down the road. But it is going to happen. But anyway, that I've looked at all tons of other. The only other option you really have is trying to find a used one, because like getting a Delta or one of the others, they're so expensive. The Pope says, if you're building your shed, rough cut lumber is the way to go. Much cheaper than big box store. It's full size lumber. It's 2x4. Is a 2x4. Any lumber is expensive though, man. And the thing is, our house in Livingston, there is a lumber mill in town that processes 1 out of every 5 pieces of lumber, or 2x4s that get done in the state, and they won't let us buy. It just pisses me off. Philo says, we used to call that window shopping. Yeah, that's a good word for it. Fred says, MGM owns Circus Circus. That place is a dump. When will MGM going to dump that? The Circus needs to be condemned. That place is a giant tetanus center.
I hear that from a lot of people. I know so many people that have kids, families, that think it's great. So
yeah, well, they're probably up on their tetanus shots, so they love it. Michael says, had to pick up the pug, typing one-handed. 72442 says, what? No splurging on, as we call them around here, long-distance paper punchers, because we have to appease the algorithm lords. Will the Council of Men need to revoke your man card? What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
I got to post a video. I got a great video of Duncan with his Christmas present. 7.5 Creed. I think it's just a laser. I love that thing. Makes me want to switch from my 308. Who was it? The Italian company that makes the revolver where it shoots out of the bottom cylinder, the Rhino.
Chiappa?
Chiappa.
Yeah.
Chiappa or Chiappa, whatever.
Ha! Your wife knew that.
They've got a breakdown, or lever action, like a 357 to 44 that I've decided that I want to get.
That's nice.
Yep. All right, let's see here. Drew says, somehow didn't get a notification this was live. YouTube recently has been doing this whole thing to a lot of channels. It happened to Brad's Workbench, happened to a handful of other channels. A lot of the tool channels are getting this whole thing where people are not getting notified. And it's funny because it's only channels where, how do I say this?
We're amazing.
Yeah, we're amazing. That we don't fit the picture of YouTube's future, the way they want it, their social experiment to go.
And we're going to leave it at that.
Yeah,
and we're going to move on.
Because we don't talk politics here.
Yep.
Somehow didn't get... Okay, Makita's supposed to come out with a cordless belt sander. You hear anything? I'm surprised they don't have one. Because Makita's got a ton of tools. I will be honest, though, man. Belt sanders, though, that's a lot of power, constantly running, that kind of thing. DR Falcon. Dr. Falcon's in. Hi, guys. Hey. Long time no see. I know, we're back. Let's see here. Brushless is bad. Without brushes, we can't get happy little trees.
Sin, I'm just going to say I love you and leave it at that.
What'd she say now?
it's a she and I.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Simon says I had several old and new Craftsman tools. You can really tell the difference. I did a whole thing with that, and I'm not happy with the new one. Mohawk says, did someone say meth lab? Where's the meth lab?
She was here.
She did. I know. We're catching up. Wife gave away my Mont Blanc. Oh, I can't believe that.
Yep.
Dean says, is Menards ever going to expand out west? I like what I see in their ads, but none here. I say the same thing. They keep saying they're going to build one in Billings. It's been this rumor going back and forth for years. I mean, I'd like to see one. Rather see one in Bozeman, but I'll take Billings. I mean, an hour and a half to go to Menards every so often would be. We go to Billings once a month or so. So,
Tyler Henry, I know that you're posting this now. It says, how do you become a member? So you can just be amazing. But if you want to actually become a member, there is a link right below. Let me look. There's a
link in the video details.
Yeah. So anyways, carry on.
Fred says, what do you think of the new cordless Bauer saws? So I got the Bauer Cirque saw and I thought it was adequate. It's not amazing. And I may be a little spoiled because I've used a lot of really good saws. It's decent. The radial saw, I don't know what you mean by a radial saw. Do you mean a recip saw? Because the recip saw is actually really good. We used it for demoing some stuff past summer, and I was stunned how long the battery lasted in it and what it would cut through and stuff. I have a old school corded Sawzall. And I was having the kids help me because, I like to get the kids involved, and I like to sit back and have a drink and watch them work. No, I'm not like that. I'm actually in there helping them and stuff, but I like to teach them to do these things. And they were like, hey, Dad, can we go back to the Bauer from using this thing? And I'm like, this is a better saw. And they're like, well, you try it. And I tried it, and I'm a huge fan of the old Sawzall. The first power tool I invested in when I was a contractor was a Milwaukee Sawzall, corded the regular, core tool there, and it wasn't as good. Now, granted, it's old and whatnot, but it's still in fairly decent condition. But it didn't have as much power as the Bauer Recip. I was stunned. They're showing you that even though these things are cheaper, the tech is so much newer. Anyway, it would seem that they eat up those batteries. They do eat up the batteries. I mean, if they're not, that's why you get brushless on stuff like that. Cirque saws, recip saws, sanders, routers. Those are the kind of things where if you're going to go cordless, you really need to have brushless. And they do have Bauer brushless stuff coming out. Vince says, sorry, you may have answered this. Sorry for repeating, but what's a good rolling toolbox for a farm shop? Well, that's the one where I said I really got to know what's your price point and how often and how much stuff you're going to put in it. Like the 9-drawer tool carts over at Husky that run for like $350, great entry-level box. If you're going to anything up from there, I got to say the U.S. General. I know you said but the U.S. General. The U.S. General's, I mean, it really owns that middle-of-the-road segment. It really does.
5 more minutes and then I probably got to go.
Okay.
Are we going to
do giveaways?
Yeah.
We should, but we're probably going to have to wait till you get back.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's 7 o'clock, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's because somebody likes to talk.
All right, well, let's do the giveaway real quick.
Okay. What are we giving away? I am not an option, so don't even start.
Well, let's just do the stickers because we're behind.
Okay.
So how many do we have?
We have a total of 5 that we could give away.
Oh, 5 stickers. So 5 of the stickers. I remember they're sold out. We're not getting any more in. I promised everyone this would be a limited run. So if you're interested, you got to email the wife at. I'll type it in right here. Ooh, Tyler Henry, welcome to the Den Tools.
Bing, 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 bing. Thank you.
So Mrs. DeBear, use the subject of I want a sticker.
Yeah.
And then right before we wrap things up, we'll choose 5 out of that hat and figure out what's going on. Let me zip through these so I can try and catch up in it. Lost where I was. We did that one. We did that one. We did that one.
And just a reminder, you can always send us emails.
2-Bit Steak says, what do you think about cordless jigsaws? I like cordless jigsaws. But they're kind of a luxury because a corded jigsaw, I have corded jigsaws and I don't have a problem with dealing with them. Unless you're out somewhere where you need cordless, I don't see a reason, to go with a cordless jigsaw. Unless it's, that's you just happen to want one. Any word on the 3/8 replacement ratchet from Harbor Freight? It's been almost 2 years. All I've heard is they're working on it, and I have laid into them a few times over it. Dean says, Menards ever coming out west? We talked about that. Are you going to review the Craftsman Highlander line of U.S. tools? I haven't even heard of the Craftsman Highlander line of U.S. tools. What is it? Zaffiel says, metal is sourced from the USA miners at peak of mountains after tools are forged by master toolsmiths. And Spud says, I want a sticker and I still have my Craftsman Netix tools still working.
Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing.
Bing.
Thank you for the $5 super chat.
The Clint says, thank you for turning me on to the skill deals on Amazon. Always happy to help. Vaccine line dating service. I will not be that desperate, Michael says.
And Michael also had to go. Him and DJ Pug. Have a great night.
Fred says, Mrs. DeBear, I forgot. The Needy Homesteader has a new video out. She's up on a walker and with help from the staff. Boy, I know what that's like to be in that much pain. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Since didn't some company buy GoPro? I don't think they did. I could be wrong. And someone says, good night, everyone. I'm off to bed. Good night. Mike says, I got the Cobalt 7/4 dual bevel miter saw charger for $225 out the door. You think it was worth it? And what do you think about the saw? I think it's a great saw. I really do. And the batteries, if you need a cordless miter saw, it's hard to beat that for the money. It really is. So you're saying Red has game.
Yep.
Mike says, I got the Cobalt. Oh, I just read that one. Willhawk says, do you know the best dust collector? Fitness equipment.
That's
nice.
right. It also is excellent at holding close.
Yes. That's kind of what he means. Fred says, oh, I forgot. My mother-in-law just found out that she has stage 4 lung cancer, but she's 90 and will not get any treatment. Doesn't know yet how long. New RV? First of all, really sorry to hear that. That's tragic. But at 90, it's a pretty good run. New RV. We're talking about it.
They were asking,
Yeah, we're talking about it at some point. Probably next year if we do it. Any chance of a red Tool Bear stuffed animal? I've thought about it. I got to find a supplier for that sort of thing, though.
If anyone has leads, feel free to email me.
Could build a prototype at Build-A-Bear.
Don't tempt me. Okay.
Elle told me the other day she doesn't like going to Build-A-Bear. Too many people there playing God.
Is that what she said? Oh my gosh, that's my daughter. Yeah. I'm claiming that one right now.
Fred says, "Where's Blue? Gone back up north?" No, he goes down to like the islands for the winter. He's gotten kind of thin-skinned these days. Pegasus says, "I need an electric riding mower that can handle 5 acres." They all can. It's just how many batteries you need. Yeah. It's just like gas. People are like, well, I've got 20 acres, so a battery can't do that. You do that all in one gas tank? I don't think so. You just get more batteries. KS Jeff says, green U.S. General side drawers are gone too. When lockers come back, will there be a green? I'm guessing there will be because they had all the colors before. Tom says, trade in old Craftsman ratchet or rebuild. Of course, the rebuild kit also comes from China. Yeah, there's just not a good solution there. William says, hi, Big Bear and Mrs. Bear from Minnesota. PT says, love about the bagpipes. When I was a much younger guy, my dad and I would listen to bagpipe records when no one else was home. Chad says, do you think anyone has actually sold a tool idea designed to Harbor Freight? I don't think they have. I really don't. I get people that ask me about that all the time. I don't think Harbor Freight, that's what they invest in. You might try Tecton. They have tried a few experimental stuff. My workshop says, I see Den Tools don't want to give his pedigree on tool experience. What are you talking about? Yeah. You talking about Red's or mine? Because I've talked about mine.
I think yours. I think he's confused. There's plenty of videos.
What's his name? I did a live stream on
Joe Smith.
Joe Smith did an hour plus long interview on all my background and everything. Talked about it a dozen times. Fred Hill says, I'm smart. I have a snow removal contractor do it. Bad knees and back. Just can't do it anymore. Wife too.
Yeah. And
Tyler says, thank you for the advice. You're more than welcome. Sin says, might respond if you actually manage to put his name in the chat correctly. I might. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you can put at the Den of Tools so it actually shows up like that. The other go-to caliber I love is 300 Blackout. It's a decent caliber, but I'm trying to stick to the basics. I didn't want to do the 6.5 Creed, but it was his Christmas present, so. Yep. Whoa, yep. Jumpy things on me. Dean says, what does not surprise me at all that YouTube is doing that to tool channels. Yeah, I know, right? Popeye says, I don't cave in for YouTube, just doing it your way. Shine on. And Gary says, love snow, just wish people would shovel the sidewalk and driveway when you know you're getting a delivery. Still love the snow. And Fred says, supposedly the worst casino isn't Circus Circus, it's the one behind Circus Circus that smells like old beer. The carpet is all stained. Nasty. Trolling for Dollars says, I still have my corded Sawzall from the early 90s. And Dean says, awesome news. Bauer is coming out with brushless finally. Yes. Fred says, supposedly the Stratosphere, they're going to drop $250 million to completely renovate it. Have they started yet? I believe they have. In fact, they built a whole new arch out front, and they're reventing the whole area around the Stratosphere is getting completely redone.
It is a hot mess sandwich.
We just drove past it. They just demoed an entire city's block worth of old buildings around that area. Apparently, there's a bunch of money coming in on it.
Yeah. We have 17 people who send emails. Just a reminder, if you would like a sticker or if you would like to be in the winning, or I can't speak English, in the running to win a sticker, send an email to me, Mrs. DeBear, Den of Tools, and put, I want a sticker.
Can I talk now?
No.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay. Michael says, have a pleasant evening, DJ Pug and I. Thank you for the company. Not a problem. Wohawk says, maybe someday I'll have decent drill bits. Dude, Lowe's is blowing out the, all the Bosch stuff. Great, $10, $20 packs of bits for $1 or $2. Vince says, would it be worth it to get the new DT ratchet rebuild kit for SK ratchets? I have some old ones from the 60s and I've been tempted to get their kit for it. I mean, if you need it, if it's slipping and stuff, I have an old SK ratchet from the 60s that I absolutely love, but it's still working fine, so I don't need to do a rebuild on it. Gary says, Menards has a distribution center by Bismarck. I go by that place all the time. I've been to the Menards that's in Cody, Wyoming. That's the closest one to us. It's 4.5 hours away. John Gazelle says, red tool bear stuffed animal with a Ryobi drill. Fred says, I need an impact drill. I've bought it in the Bauer line, so I guess I'd stay with it. Fry Guy says, love you folks. Good night and shine on. Zaffiel says, forgot to mark the last part. Craftsman Highlander tools are then given to social media warriors. In the end, there can be only one.
That's right.
Christopher says, just scored a Hart portable workstation, $54. They're fantastic, aren't they? I've been using mine a whole bunch here. I really like it. Bobby Buick says, what happened to Redemption Garage? I don't know. I stopped talking to the dude, He kind of lost his mind. I helped him out a whole bunch when he first got started, and then he imploded.
Yep. The email address is mrsdebear@denoftools.com.
The YouTube is also doing the thing, something in broomstick channels. In fact, they're dropping a lot of them. Oh, yeah, Brandon Herrera. They went back to a video he'd done 8 months ago that had been approved and monetized, and then also did a community strike on him.
Right.
Unreal. Drew says, sorry, I missed it, but what was the email address for the sticker? You just said it. Wohawk says, the unicorn drill bit deals are not at my local Lowe's. I just dulled a new skill set today. Yeah. AC says, do you think the promos that both Milwaukee and DeWalt run are worth it? Examples, buy more, save more. In a lot of cases, they are. I mean, if you're going to be buying those tools anyway, then that's definitely the way to do it. Sin says, Red needs a Harbor Freight ad in his little paw with a cigar in his other paw. You should make that happen.
We would love to do that.
Yeah.
So literally, if you have any minute.
So anyway, here's the deal. We're way late, 7:16. We got to go pick up the little boy.
Yeah.
So you guys can keep emailing us, and at the end of the night tonight, we'll add up numbers, roll dice or something, figure out who won, and we'll email you with the winner. So anyway, we got to go. You all, thanks for joining us. First of all, we really appreciate it. I know the past couple of weeks have been really rough and everything. Yeah. But I just want to say thank you for being here. And let me move this over so I can see what I'm actually doing. Anyway, thanks to everyone who supported us with the live chats. Thank you for everyone who is a member. You guys are always amazing, and we love all of you. And hopefully we'll get our act together, and we'll be here same bear time, same bear channel next week. Till then, you all take care. God bless, and as always, shine on.